that Jesus asks Peter moments after he's pulled him out of the water after he drowned. It says in Matthew 14 verse 31, Jesus reached out his hand and he took a hold of Peter and he said to him, "O you of little faith, why did you doubt?" Now, the way people often interpret this is as if Jesus was disappointed that Peter sank because he didn't have enough faith. But what if I told you that there's a much deeper reason behind why Jesus said this? Remember, this story begins at the end of one of Jesus' largest meetings, where he fed 5,000 men with just 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. And when the meeting had ended, he sent his disciples ahead of him in a boat to the other side of the lake, while he went into a mountain to go and pray. And Jesus stayed in that mountain and prayed all night. But while it was still dark, just before sunrise, it says that Jesus left the mountain to go to his disciples, but he went to them walking on the sea. Now, by this time, the boat was a long way away from land, but it was caught in a fierce windstorm, being rocked by the waves. So I would imagine that the disciples in that boat were already feeling a little bit on edge when suddenly they saw what looked like the image of a man on the water, but it was Jesus walking towards them. And they became terrified, thinking that they were seeing a ghost. And when Jesus saw that, he responded and said, "Take heart, it is I. Don't be afraid." And Peter, who was the only one with the guts to respond, responded to Jesus and said, "Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water." And Jesus said, "Come." You see, I don't think that Jesus doubted Peter's faith, because before Peter drowned, he had already walked to where Jesus was. Matthew 14 verse 29 says, Peter got out of the boat and walked on the water and came to Jesus. So he had enough faith to walk on water, but he started to sink because he was frightened by the wind surrounding Jesus. But notice that Peter only became aware of the wind when he was near Jesus, not when he initially got out of the boat. Can I tell you why? Because spiritual storms are the most pronounced when you get closer to God. But still, even though Peter drowned, Jesus rescued him. He reached out his hand, and he took a hold of him, and he said to him, "O you of little faith, why did you doubt?" Now listen, Jesus wasn't disappointed with Peter's faith because he drowned. He was disappointed with Peter because Peter doubted Jesus when Jesus said, "It is I, don't be afraid." Now tell me, how many times have you doubted God's voice when he assured you that he was present with you in that storm?